We're in Kenosha, Wisconsin. The first thing in the morning, we typically try and get that salmon bite right away. Salmon this late in the year has been a little tough. You know, they're a little bit farther north right now in the month of August. We do still catch them, but typically right now is a nice mixed bag between lake trout, rainbow trout, a few coho, and once in a while we get a nice king. The fish are deep. We've had a lot of warm water inside, so we've been having to go out 12, 14, even 15 miles out to get a good bite right now.
I think he's kind of nice.
Yeah, I think he's a nice fish.
You think it's a lake trout or a salmon?
I think it's a lake trout. Andy's best friend. So this is about an average size lake trout that we've been catching this year on Lake Michigan out of Kenosha. Nice, probably 8 to 10 pound fish.
It starts in the spring. We typically get the coho first. They migrate north from Indiana, Illinois to us, and it's nice being in Kenosha because we can go south and fish as close as we can to Illinois before, say Racine and Milwaukee boats, before they even see the school of fish. We're usually first in line to get them. I would say our average catch is from anywhere from 8 to 20 fish. Typically in the spring is more numbers, and as you gradually go on, July and August, September, we still get some numbers, but it's more bigger fish, larger fish, more kings in July. Early August, you start to see them stage up. So early on, smaller fish, more numbers. Later in the year, bigger fish.
Just want to talk a little bit about the gear we're using out there on the lake. We had a pretty successful day with some lake trout and king salmon and some other trout species. Our basic setup right here is what we use for a downrigger rod. We've got a 700 Calcutta made by Shimano, paired with a 8-foot Telora downrigger rod, also made by Shimano. We have 25-pound test Berkeley on here, and everything is paired up with fluorocarbon. It's very crucial to have fluorocarbon on the Great Lakes, especially Lake Michigan, because of the clarity. Basic setup here is a white hotspot with some glow tape on it, paired with a Howie fly. That's probably been one of our hottest setups this year. We also are running a variety of different spoons and other kind of rods. Like we'll be using some copper, dipsy rods. We basically throw a kitchen sink at them to get as many bites and put as many fish in the boat as we can. Let's have a race. See who wins.
Turtle versus the little baby hare. What are those rabbits called? Hares.
I'm gonna beat you, big ass.
That might be big, but the ladies like it.
I'm gonna put them on a platter for you, Ryan, alright?
Sounds good. Good steelhead. Feels weird reeling one in. I'm not used to it. Oh yeah, that's a good fish.
Woo, son.
Yeah, that's a good one.
You still got it.
I still got it. Check out this big steelhead. Just a monster fish.
Just pulled in a double. Nice steelhead and a really nice lake trout here. We've been pairing Howie flies with Pautzke gels, and it's definitely paying off for us.
Hey, you listened to Andy talking about our setup. I'm going to talk about our scents here that we're using. In the past I've used a lot of different scents. You'd have to repeatedly put it on. This fire gel scent that's new by Pautzke bait is absolutely great. You can catch 3 to 4 fish on them and not even have to put any scent back on it. That's how good it stays on the bait you're using. A lot of times right now, this is real hot setup for us, trout fishing. Just a simple spin and glow. As a fisherman, you get kind of stuck in your ways. If something works, you don't fix it. You stay with it. I've been stuck using the fire gel by Herring fire gel. It's been real simple to use. Just take a dab
of your fingers, nice and sticky. You just simply spread it on. And this will stay on, and I'm telling you, it'll stay on for hours. I mean, I've caught trout, you'll see in the video today, we've caught 4 or 5 trout, and you'll still feel it on this fly. Same thing with putting on spoons. Like the salmon fire gel was real good today. I actually had to kind of get kicked to put it on just because of how good the herring usually works. And the salmon fire gel like really took over the lead, and it's real easy to use. Just a dab on your finger, put it right on the tape. And I even like putting it on the backside too. I mean, it'll stay on all day.
Another double.
Salmon fire gel on this one.
I told you to try that stuff.
Yeah, I guess I'll break off the herring, but the herring, day after, you know, that one has herring, but the salmon, it didn't take as long as the herring. The herring's my go-to.
Ooh, is that a lake trout?
I think this is a silverfish.
Still got mine way back there. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, I thought you were almost in.
No, feels like a nice one though. This one's got the herring fire gel on it.
It's not bad, but I think I'm still on the leaderboard, buddy.
This one might be bigger than Kyle.
Oh, no.
So this could be anything. At first we thought it was a salmon the way it was fighting, and then it turned into a lake trout.
Yeah, he's still got some fight to him. He's taking some
And there he goes.
This could be a salmon. Going straight down.
It's a good sign, right?
Yeah, it's a great sign. I'll tell you, since we put that gel on, we've had how many bites in the last half hour?
If Kyle would have done that from the start,
Right?
you didn't listen too well.
Big trout.
That's a lake trout?
Yep, another trout. Got it. Got another lake trout here. To be honest with you, we've been getting a lot of mixed bags, and the way it fought, I thought we had a decent king on, but these lake trout don't disappoint either. You know what makes Kenosha, Wisconsin such a great fishery and a great location to do what we do is we start off the season right away in April. You know, we're catching brown trout and coho salmon, and that leads into our summer bite where we're getting coho, king salmon, lake trout, steelhead, you know, you name it. And then that just kind of continues all the way through into September and sometimes into October. What makes Kenosha also unique is that, you know, we're very close to Chicago. We're just north of Chicago and just south of Milwaukee. We also have a lot of people coming from Minnesota, Iowa. You know, those guys can catch all the walleye and stuff they want, but a lot of people love to eat those salmon and them trout. So it's what makes this location very, like a very desired place to come for this type of fishing.
Today's episode of Pautzke Outdoors comes to you from southern Wisconsin, where it's only our second time ever trolling on the Wisconsin side of Lake Michigan. We came out here with Kyle Deavers of Big Boy Fishing, who joined us again on this trip. Oh, I think it was 3 or 4 years ago. And we went right off of Racine and trolled in the month of September when there were fish right out front. This time, we had a different goal. The goal in mind was to come out here, head offshore, and see some of the best fishing on Lake Michigan shoreline. Now, we went out of Racine today, and sure enough, we were greeted with one of the best pre-sunrises I've ever seen. The sky just turned orange, and to be honest, we were focused on the skyline. By the time we got out there, we dropped lines, and it was instant action. Now, we obviously talked about coming out here with Deavers today. We also came out here with Kyle's partner, and that's Andy Bushman of the Bushman Sport Fishing Team. And sure enough, these two guys together were completely dialed in and got us right on fish right away. And we'd like to think a lot of that had to do with some of the bait we were using today. We didn't run any cut bait simply because we couldn't find any. We searched within about 100 miles of the Kenosha and could not find anybody with cut bait in stock. No herring, no alewives, couldn't even find sardines we can cut on our own. So we used spoons, and we used those flasher fly combos, and sure enough, we brought our new secret weapon, Pautzke's Fire Gel. Now, Deavers has done nothing but talk and talk and talk about how much he loves herring all year. Herring Fire Gel has been working all year. I told him, Kyle, do me a favor. put salmon on this one, put shrimp on this one, and we're gonna get bit right away. Sure enough, we caught 2 salmon right away after not catching any salmon for about 3 or 4 hours. The other one, shrimp, the lake trout loved it. So we have so many different colors of fire gel. Find your favorite color, your favorite flavor, however you want to look at it. Come out here, apply it to whatever hardware you're using, and you can have success just like we did. Pautzke products are available at sporting goods stores near you. If you can't find the specific color, size that you want, make sure to go to Pautzke.com. And as a thank you for watching Pautzke Outdoors, we're going to show you a coupon code to be used for 10% off your next order.
Crab rangoon sounds so good, but they're not keto friendly. Just a bucket, you know how they sell chickens per bucket, like KFC? I would start like a small chain of just buckets of crab rangoons. Like, dude, you know how much money you would make on that? God. Oh, you're recording that now? My belly button. Throwing his ass in here. Messed up my new shirt.